Hey, hey, what's going on? How are you? It's Eric K. Johnson, podcast talent coach, here with just a little quick training for you on how to monetize your podcast and how to make money with your show. So many podcasters and coaches launch their podcast and they struggle attracting clients using their show. There are two things that you need in order to monetize your podcast. You need an audience and you need an offer. You need to create an offer that is compelling and it helps your audience solve their problem. Then you need to go get an audience to put that offer in from. Now, there are three reasons that many podcasts don't make it past the seventh episode. I'm sure you've heard of pod fading. They get to that seventh episode and then they just stop publishing their show. There are three reasons that happens. First, they realize that podcasting is more work than they thought it was going to be. The second reason is that the audience doesn't grow as fast as they thought it would grow. And then the third reason that podcasts typically fade away after that seventh episode is because they aren't making money as fast as they thought they would. The problem is they don't have a sound strategy for any of them. They don't have a system to produce their show consistently. They don't have a strategy in place to grow their audience, and they don't have a strategy in place to monetize that audience by leading them to a solid offer. You know, through my 35 years in radio and the last decade coaching podcasters and coaches, helping them do this very thing, I've been able to craft the Podcast Profits framework. And that framework consists of 6 steps. And if you follow the 6 steps, it is much easier to monetize your show. The first step is your podcast platform. That's your foundation. That's your why. That's your purpose. That's who you help, what you help them do, and more importantly, why you're helping them do it. That's step one. Once you have your ideal audience identified, step two is to go out and attract that audience. Audience attraction is the next step. How do we go get in front of new people and bring them back to our show? Unfortunately, there's two sides of the audience growth equation. You can't just go out and get new audiences. You need to keep your current audience coming back. If all you're doing is bringing new audience to your show and you're not keeping your current listeners, that's like putting water in a bucket that has holes in the bottom. The water just leaks out. The bucket will never get full. So not only do you need to bring new people to the show, you need to keep your current listeners coming back. And you do that with your content creation. That's step number 3. Create amazing content that not only brings people to your show, but gets them to stick around. Over the long haul, you create relationships with that audience through the stories you tell and the things you share on your show. And that is step number 4. Your relationship roadmap is building that solid relationship with the audience. Once you've built that relationship, you now need to get them started down the path to working with you. And that is step 5, your starting strategy. What is the first step they need to do to work their way down your funnel to eventually work with you? And then finally, step 6 is your conversion, your client conversion strategy. Where does the sales conversation happen, and how do you turn those listeners into clients? When you follow the framework, each step supports the next step, and you will eventually convert listeners into clients. But you have to follow the steps in order, and you have to do them properly and let them all lead to each other. Now, there are 3 challenges that a lot of coaches face when they try to implement this framework. Coaches come to me and they say they don't know how to offer things for sale on their show without making it sound like an ad. I completely understand that. You have to make yourself likable. You have to build that rapport with your audience. The second thing that coaches are challenged with is they come to me and they say, I just wonder if I really have anything valuable to share week after week on the podcast. I'm creating a podcast. Do I have enough to talk about? Well, if you're searching deep down inside and you're finding those great stories and you're telling people about your journey and your story, you will have plenty to share. You just need a system to put in place to generate that great content so you do have valuable things to share. And then finally, they struggle to take the podcast and fit it into their entire marketing plan. How does the podcast work hand in hand with all of your other marketing tools to grow your audience and get your clients flocking to you? Now, I get it. I've been with all of those. I understand you can't continue to dump time and effort into a podcast that isn't generating clients and isn't helping you grow your business. I understand how that works. I feel your frustration. Many coaches are in your same seat, and they're coming to me for help, and that's what I've helped them do. So let me help you build your podcast profit framework. Come join me at my next workshop. It is happening soon. You can get all of the details over at podcasttalentcoach.com/workshop. I'll put the link in the comments as well. Podcasttalentcoach.com/workshop. Now, look, this isn't some webinar. This isn't your typical empty sales pitch sort of webinar. You will master the framework I've just laid out, and you will build your strategy specific to your business. You're going to walk out of this workshop with your plan in hand, ready to implement and ready to reach your revenue goals. This isn't just some pie in the sky workshop. We roll up our sleeves and build your strategy right there in the workshop. That's why it's a workshop and not a webinar. And that's also why I charge you to be part of it, because we get so much done in 3 hours and it's packed full of value. This workshop is not free. It's not an empty webinar. It's where you actually get value. I'm looking for experts who want to take action and are serious about reaching their goals here through the rest of this year. So enrollment's not going to break the bank. It's not incredibly expensive. I just want to make sure that you really want to make a difference and you really want different results for your business. If you're serious about it, then the workshop's for you. If you're just a tire kicker and you just want more free stuff and you're not going to do anything with it, then the workshop's probably not for you. I get it. Like, there are plenty of free resources out there and plenty of YouTube videos for you to watch. But if you want to make a difference and you want different results in your business, then this is it. If you are truly ready to take action and take your podcast to the next level, take your business to the next level, then get registered over at podcasttalentcoach.com/workshop. And I look forward to seeing you over there soon. Take care.